when Flanders failed, the title always reminds me of In Flanders Fields. I don't know if that was intentional, if that's what they were going for, but certainly this episode is all about Ned Flanders. It's the third episode of the third season, directed by Jim Reardon, and this is the episode in which Flanders finally opens his left-handed store. And I'll be honest, one of my favourite things about this is looking in the backgrounds to see all of the objects that he sells that definitely are not left-handed. For example, a mug with a normal handle. It's not a left-handed mug. But of course there are objects that work better for left-handed people. For example, Mr. Burns wants a left-handed can opener. I assume that would be a specific thing. And interestingly, I've never seen a left-handed can opener, which suggests to me that there is actually a need for that kind of thing. But anyway, even though there is a need for certain left-handed products, this store may not be doing very well. And Homer begins to feel a bit of guilt about this because of certain thoughts that he has had about Ned. And it's all about whether or not Ned is going to be able to keep this store open. We also have a subplot revolving Bart and his inactivity. There is a line in this that I absolutely love that I'm going to paraphrase because I can't remember it verbatim. But basically Marge is saying that parents who let their children sit in front of the TV all day watching cartoons should be disgraced. And of course, those children and adults are watching The Simpsons because, let's face it, it's very, very easy to sit in front of it and just binge watch. But anyway, Bart theoretically takes up karate, and I don't know, maybe that moment will inspire some people to go and get active and, be a bit more fit and healthy, but it just made me want to watch more episodes of The Simpsons. Kind of backfired a bit. I really enjoyed this episode. It's never going to be one of my favourites, but I really thoroughly enjoy it. There's nothing about it that I don't think worked. Maybe Mr. Burns' treatment of Homer could have been a bit different, because this is obviously after his son has given him blood. It's almost like Mr. Burns doesn't even remember who he is. And yes, Mr. Burns has memory lapses quite a few times, but, on the same thread, it does mean that you can view each episode of The Simpsons in turn. You don't need to watch them in order. Each one can be viewed in isolation without you necessarily having to know different events that have happened between certain characters. So in a way, it actually works in its own favour. But either way, I really thoroughly enjoyed this. It's a great episode. I love seeing the store. Whenever I watch it, I always seem to notice something else in the left-handed store that I haven't seen before. I am right-handed, for what it's worth. It's good fun. Really enjoyed it. There's nothing about it that didn't work. Never going to be one of my favourites, but it's certainly a strong episode.